joining in.
Hi, Anu. Good evening.
Hi, Poonam. Good evening. We'll wait for a minute or two, and then we'll start.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks.
चला भेटूया. चला भेटूया. नाही हे रे. नाही. चलिए सर, गुड नाइट. ठीक, गुड नाइट. कॉल सर यहाँ.
Please unmute.
Hello, Umesh. Hello, Lolly. Nice to see
Hello.
you. Hi.
Hello, very good evening. Anu.
Good evening, Umesh. Good evening, Lolly. I'm happy you joined, Umesh.
Yeah, I came early from office just around 6:30 and immediately I joined
Super. Thanks.
because this time I didn't wanted to miss
Yes,
this.
sir.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good evening, Anu.
Hey, Akansha. Good evening.
Thank you so much for sharing the invite. Really means a lot. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's start. People can keep joining in as and when. Cirak, are you there?
I am always here.
Exactly. Thank you. So, thank you for joining this call, Cirak, and my friends. So, as some of you were part of the first call that we had a week, 10 days before. So what did we do in that call? So we had this theme of art of reinventing yourself, and there Cirak spoke about. So before I introduce Cirak, I want to tell what you did, and then I want to say who you are, at least to what we know, the books that you've written. So I'm going to go get there. So we spoke about the art of reinventing yourself, how to overcome overthinking, what are the triggers, what is the fear that we have, and what are the practical steps that one can take. Cirak really went deep into those topics, and some of the videos we are going to put up on the Decode with Anu channel, YouTube as well as Insta. We also spoke about the imposter syndrome, and that was very insightful because how to identify that you have that syndrome and how to overcome that, and how can you use that syndrome for your benefit. So that is what Cirak spoke about. So Cirak is actually, my words would be very limited to really introduce you because I was going through your books that you have written, Cirak, and those are such powerful books, the 5 level of awareness. And I was just having a brief read, very, very, I would say, very deep books. And also, there was one book that I really liked is that Old Soul and Young Soul. Yeah. That also looked, I'm going to buy them soon. And I want to tell you, dear friends, Cirak is doing his 5-day retreat in Pyramid Valley in Bangalore. And while we were talking, he said, I want to take you, can you want to experience what I do there? Because I wanted to also know those 5 days, what he's going to do. He said, why not? And then I'm a person I like to experience. And Cirak is a person who takes in people through experiential learning, I would say learning, feeling, and the transformation that people can go through. So we spent one afternoon, and after that powerful technique that he took me through, I felt that the nectar that I have tasted, why not put it out to the world, to the people? And doing it online was for me very powerful because I always felt that these kind of techniques and methods can only be done in person, but he did it online. And that is what we are going to experience today. So it is called the conscious release method. And that method, I would like Cirak, you take us through, tell us what that method is. And we are all here to experience that one thing that we can overcome today. And this evening is going to be very beautiful, is what I already feel it intuitively. Only, my friends, I want you to be seated in a place where you are not disturbed. And we have not more than 30 minutes because the whole session is only for 45 minutes today. So be seated in a place where it is less crowded, and at least you are more focused on the session. Over to you, Cirak. What is the method that you're going to take us through today?
Thank you, Anu. Thank you for recapping last session. Those who came again, thanks for showing up again. And hello to everyone who's new. This is the most powerful piece of practical experience that I've experienced in my journey, and certainly in providing it for others, both in individual and in groups sessions. Over the years, it's just shown itself to be the key to everything. And that is to revisit, to close the loop on all these unfinished emotions, essentially. Whenever we react to something unpleasant, that interrupts the sensation from arising and passing. Whenever we cling to something pleasant that happens, we interrupt that sensation, that feeling from completion, from coming and going. And so we're full of all these stuck feelings. And then the open loop of these stuck feelings tends to drive our behavior. There's fear contained in that sense of incompletion. The mind latches onto that fear. It wants to complete that unfinished emotion from a long time ago, and is looking for where in your environment can you either avoid something that's not so pleasant, and where to find more of what's pleasant. So we get into this busy and complicated place where we're trying to finish an event or the emotion of an event from a long time ago. And that occupies us, and it keeps us stuck. And so this technique, which my background is in Vipassana meditation, we came out of that space, and that is to bring the light of your consciousness into your body. It's a somatic journey that I'll take you through today. It's a technique with a little practice that you can learn on your own and maintain that flow state of just being connected to your body, your sensations. And as you walk through life, you notice the comfort or the discomfort, but we don't amplify it any longer. We don't add our stories. And our stories are actually the vast majority of where our energy goes. You might be experiencing something unpleasant. It just could be a simple thing like misplacing your keys and now you're late for work or a meeting, or you spilled your glass of liquid on your dress, or whatever it may be. And the story we put on top of that, clumsy me, it always happens to me, I'm no good for anything, self-criticism, all this stuff, that's the unnecessary stuff. That's what we can come out of. The recognition that, okay, now your clothes are stained, you need to go change or wash them. The recognition that I maybe need to message ahead that I'll be running late. These are practical, clear thinking responses to a situation. That all that negative self-chatter doesn't help anyone, and most importantly, it harms us and keeps our energy down. I always say our job is not to make ourselves happy, but not to make ourselves unhappy, because our natural state is to be high vibrating. It's to be responding to things, learning from things. There's insight, an imprint of deeper intelligence, resonance that we gain from every situation. Every situation is a gift ultimately for us to reflect on. And we miss out on all that when we're constantly in reactivity and judgment. There could be, the love interest of a lifetime could be right in front of you, or a business opportunity is presenting itself, or even just a beautiful sunset, or just the moment. And we miss out on it when we're constantly in our thoughts and we're judging and we're lamenting, we're resisting what is happening. So this technique will take us gradually out of all of these stuck energy fields that are inside of us, these layers and layers that are keeping us from really seeing who we are at our core, our essence of who we are. We're our awareness, and not our thoughts. We're not our feelings. We're the awareness of our thoughts and feelings. And that's when you can call it a higher self perspective comes in. And in that state, we see a much bigger perspective on what is happening. So in this exercise today, I'm going to walk you through this technique. The important thing to remember is the more you can notice your mind activity, the deeper the experience will be. You're going to see shapes and sizes and colors, perhaps, and the mind might come in and be wondering, what is this? Am I just imagining it? Is this real? And whatever it may be, and that's totally normal. Your job is only to notice it. We can analyze it later, but for the exercise itself, just bring your attention back. Usually my voice brings you back anyway. So if you do see your mind drifting, just notice it and we'll analyze it later. And that's really it. And you just have to follow my voice. I will walk you through a series of questions, and all you do is you answer them silently to yourself and see what happens. So, yes. So I usually start this session because we've all had busy days and we've been doing other things. Maybe we just got home from work or traffic. I usually do a couple minutes of just what I call thought awareness, anapana, and just to balance the mind. And again, noticing that your mind is busy is how we calm it. We don't calm a busy mind by wanting it to be quiet. We calm it by accepting that it's busy. So a few minutes of this by itself, this is the first technique that you can use any day, any situation, even just a few seconds of it is powerful. And we're just going to observe our mind activity. And the key piece is that when we notice that our mind is busy, when we notice that our mind has drifted, do we react and we judge? ourselves for having a busy mind, or do we accept it? All right, my mind is busy, and then bring your attention back to observation. So we're just going to do that for a few minutes. By itself, it's the most powerful technique, but it helps to equalize the mind and just get a stable footing before we go into the second part. And when we move into the second part, I'll call that out and give another set of instructions. So if everyone's ready, as Anu said, you're probably in a comfortable spot without distraction. We're just going to close our eyes and our mouth, and we're going to sit straight with our bones stacked. And we're going to bring our attention to the incoming and outgoing breath at the entrance of our nostrils. There's a sensitive area below the nostrils and above the upper lip where we can feel the touch of our breath. Look for that touch. If you have trouble locating your breath, you can breathe slightly harder once or twice. Once you feel the touch of your breath, return to natural breath, normal breath. Let the detail of your breath pull you in closer, closer into the present moment. If your breath is shallow, let it be shallow. If your breath is deep, let it be deep. If it's more in the left nostril, let it be the left nostril. If it's more in the right nostril, let it be the right nostril. Or if it's in both nostrils, let it be both. And in the stillness that we've cultivated just now, in our connection to our breath and our body, I want you to reflect on anywhere in your body where you might be carrying a weight, pressure, um, anything you feel is usually triggered, perhaps even today. And just find that area. Much emotions rest in our stomach, solar plexus. We usually carry anxiety in our chest and grief in our lungs, heartache in our heart. Often we feel constriction in our throat from not speaking up, or tightness in our jaw, or in our shoulders, or in our lower back. Anywhere you feel a weight that you want to release, we just need an entry point. Anywhere you feel triggered, perhaps from a call with a family member this morning, or a situation at work, or sitting in traffic, something that annoyed you. Just reflect on that and notice where it shows up in your body. Now bringing your fullest attention to this area where you feel this energy, this stuck energy. We're going to ask a series of questions and you just answer them silently to yourself. There can be long periods of stillness, that's normal. There's never a need to rush, we have all the time. Always being kind, always being gentle with yourself, letting your inner knowing guide you along the way. So with your full attention on this spot, this energy, answer the following questions. Is this energy a broad, simmering sensation or more of a concentrated one? Does this area have a shape? Perhaps it's round or oval or angular or abstract. Just observe, just notice. What's the approximate size of this shape? Is it small like a pebble or bigger like a golf ball? Perhaps tennis ball or even a grapefruit? Maybe it inhabits the entire breadth and width of your body. Just observe and just notice the size of it. Is this shape three-dimensional? Can you look around the sides, front and back, above and below? Or is it more two-dimensional, more flat? Just notice, just observe. Now pick a starting point and draw an outline around the shape. If you can see the boundaries, that's great. If they're clear, if they're blurry, just do the best you can and draw an outline from one side of the shape all the way around to the other. And as you return to the starting point, notice any changes in shape or size or intensity. Just notice. Just observe. Now with your mind's eye, see if you can zoom in. If you can get really close to the surface, does it let you? Or if it pushes back, that's all right too. Pushes back, just find a comfortable distance from which you can observe. But if you can get close, you can do so now. Just look at the surface, get really close. Notice if there's a texture. Notice perhaps there are edges or it's gravelly. Maybe it's flat, like glass or metallic. Just observe the surface. Now scan across the entire surface from all sides, above and below, front and back. Just observing, noticing. Perhaps there are areas that are different, or maybe it's all the same. as you scan the surface, perhaps there's a color that comes to you. Maybe it's dark or gray or red, something else altogether. And if no color, that's all right too. Just observe. Just notice. Always being kind, always being gentle. And with your mind's eye, see if you can touch the surface now. Will it let you? If it pushes back, that's all right too. You can always stay at a comfortable distance. You can always back off if it gets too intense. But if you can touch it, you can do so now and see how it responds. Perhaps you can tap the surface. And do this across the entire surface from all sides, above and below, front and back, just touching and tapping. Touching and tapping. Noticing any changes in shape or size or color or density or texture. Just touch and tap. Now, with your mind's eye, see if you can penetrate the surface, if you can go inside. Does it let you? If not, you can always back off. If you can go inside, you can do so now. Just entering gently, without force, without rush, and looking around. What do you see there now? Perhaps the insides, perhaps structures, perhaps an energy source. Just looking around, observing, examining, noticing. From this place, you can ask the energy now, what is its purpose? Why is it there? Perhaps it wants to shield you or protect you or hide something from you. Just ask and let the answer come to you. You can ask the energy now if it wants to leave you or if it wants to stay. That's all right too. If it wants to leave you, you can now initiate the clearing process. You can ask the energy, how does it want to leave you? Perhaps it wants to dissolve or melt or leave you through an opening, transmute into something else altogether. Just ask. Let the answer come to you. And with that, you can now accompany the energy out of you to its preferred way. See it leave you, and on its way out, you can thank it. Perhaps it's been a part of you for a very long time, but it's no longer needed. It's time to go. And just see it dissolve or melt or leave you through an opening which you can create, or dissolve and transmute. Make sure to get it all out. This is your chance, so no residue remains. See it disappear into the ether or maybe a distant shore. Get it all out. And with that, we can bring our attention now to the area where the energy used to be. What do you see there now? Perhaps an open space, the insides of your flesh, perhaps a light that is emerging. And into this space, you can now invite anything you want, anything you feel you're missing. It could be self-worth, confidence, the energy of love, acceptance, anything at all. Just invite it in and see it fill that space completely. There are unlimited quantities where that comes from. See that loving, healing energy fill you completely. If you wish, you can expand it into the rest of your body, washing away any darkness, any stuckness, any blockages, just pure light, pure loving, healing energy. This is your natural state. Lock it in. Now that you know what it feels like, you can always find back to it, should it ever leave you. This is your natural state. To be light, to be healed, to feel complete. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We gradually become aware of our environment again, the surface that we're on, the room that we're in. Slowly blinking open our eyes. Coming back into this dimension. Noticing the fidelity of our senses. Noticing our peace, our presence, and our awareness.
It was beautiful. Thank you, Cirak.
It's always good to take a moment, take a minute afterwards, just to let ourselves sit with what came up, with what surfaced, with what was released. Sometimes decades old stuck energy can just be released this way in one session, or maybe a few sessions, but there's always some shift. If anyone wants to share their experience or wants to help with some interpretation, happy to do that. There are certain patterns that show up again and again, and so I can highlight those for you if you want. Or if you want to maintain in stillness, that's all right too.
Yes, Umesh, you want to share?
Yeah, hi Cirak. Thanks really for this wonderful experience. Much part I could not able to experience might be my first time, but the part what I have experienced is a very calm state of mind, first thing, and second part, a very now I can feel that my facial muscles are much relaxed, and now I am experiencing that okay, as I have experienced that relaxed state, I can back in for how tightened it was before. So that's really a good experience for me. Thank you so
Good.
much.
Oh, thank you, Mish. Thank you. We don't realize how much tension we carry around with ourselves, and it's very visible in the face, in the facial features. What I recommend often at my retreats is to take a photo selfie in the beginning and then one at the end, and it's like two different people. They're the relaxation, but also there's a deepening that happens when we move into our awareness, where the body just gets to relax and be. You know, we hold so much tension from self-criticism, especially. And when we can come out of that and just allow ourselves to be, even just saying the words is so freeing, to let yourself be. Oh, the whole weight comes off of our shoulders. And So it takes a little practice, of course, but it's everything can be released. Everything that we feel is holding us back, any fears, any trauma, any stuckness. It's all just energy. And when we bring the light of our awareness, a neutral, unbiased perspective into that area where the energy is stuck in our body, right? The body keeps track. You've heard that before. The trauma is in our cells. But what's keeping it there is that whenever we feel triggered, we push it down again. And by approaching it in this neutral, unbiased way, it gives that energy space to relax and actually complete the cycle of feeling. That's what's been keeping it stuck there, is that it hasn't been able to finish. And so this is how we allow ourselves to finish the past and leave it behind once and for all.
Anybody else would like to share? Yeah. Yes, Lolly. Thank you.
And this is what we, practice over the upcoming retreat, 5-day retreat, is that you really have a solid understanding and it's a tool in your toolbox, one of the most powerful tools that you can take back with you and apply to anything in life. And ultimately, you want to get to the state, if you practice this enough, you get to the state where you don't have to separately sit down and release stuck feelings, because you no longer cause feelings to get stuck in the first place. You've developed so much awareness, so much body connectedness, that you move through the world, you move through every day, you feel what you feel without amplifying it, without putting your story on it, and you allow it to complete. And that leaves behind resonance of what is for you, what you want to pursue, what you want to associate with, or things that you don't want to associate with. So it becomes the ultimate, most beautiful guidance system when we can get out of our reaction to our own feelings.
Anybody would like to share?
I can speak to some general, even if you don't feel like speaking right now, I can illuminate some of the typical experiences. So colors, for example, dark black colors are old, crusty energy. Gray is maybe less intense. Red is something more acute that's still ongoing. Greens and blues are very calm and soothing. That's when you may have, some of you have transmuted and seen the conversion from something that was black and stuck and old, that it dissolved into perhaps something more greenish or bluish. That happens all the time. Shapes are often a representation. These are all association. The mind is an associative tool. It doesn't think in language. When I say banana, you don't say hear or see BANANA. You see yellow, you see a shape. You maybe think of a monkey or a telephone or whatever it is. So the shapes that you encounter are the way the mind interprets what it is experiencing. And there are, again, certain shapes, angular corners. There's a harshness to that. Triangles are very compact, very dense and hard to crack. You might need multiple sessions if you encountered a triangle. But if you encountered more oval and round shapes, those tend to dissolve a little more quickly. Those are kind of the typical things you might encounter. A garden, you might encounter a garden in that space where the stuck energy used to be. There's a blossoming of, and quite figuratively and literally, it's an inner garden that you now can use to gauge who do you let into your space. What do you need to do to maintain and nurture your inner garden? These are all metaphors, but this is how the mind expresses it. And that can show up as well in many different other things.
So we are in time also, Cirak. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So, yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Akansha.
Thank you for the heart, EG. Yes.
If I may say, I experienced a lot of liquid and a lot of brown, and I experienced it more in the center of my chest. So, yeah.
So liquid is good. It's not too, it can be tricky in some ways in that it can move and avoid you. If you try to bring your attention there, sometimes it can, liquids kind of like go somewhere else. Generally liquids are easier to work with and more quick to dissolve, and that they can leave you very, very easily than something really hardened and old and crusty. But whatever it is, yeah, you just observe and you just stay there, and you have a relationship with it. You engage it in a peaceful and almost loving kind of way. It's like you're allowed to stay energy, whatever you are, and whatever caused you. It doesn't even matter when it came from. Most of the things that we are subconsciously driven by, our traumas and fears, we don't know when they started. Most of them passed along through the generations. And what's so beautiful and powerful about this technique, it doesn't matter when it started, who caused it, why it's there. It's the reality of, as Anna was saying in the beginning, of the direct experience of what's there, and that's the only thing that's real. And then working with that and working to dissolve that. And however much of the liquid you were able to release or transmute, you can always go back to that energy and gently approach it and see how much charge is left, and work with it again till it's completely dissolved. These sessions can be done, when I do private sessions, they can last a few hours to really cleanse it out. So bless you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, because I wouldn't take more time as everybody is there. And it was absolutely like it was in the center, and it was more like on the earth. It's like a pool of muck, but more shades of brown only. And there was, yeah. So.
Yeah, good. So that's already, the brown is an improvement. And it's there's no better or worse. I don't mean to imply that either. It is what it is. But the browns and the grays, that they tend to release more quickly. There's less resistance in us to keeping it there, because that's ultimately what keeps the energy stuck. Is we're in resistance to it. And so there's enough acceptance, enough presence in you that is coming to it, that it starts to turn from black to brown, from brown to yellow maybe, and just lighter colors and so forth. And everyone has their own unique experience. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much. Thank you really so much. And thank you, Anu, for letting me join. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing. There's a feedback that Shruti has just shared. If you could please fill that up, that will help us. And Cirak's 5-day workshop is coming up. So please, if possible, and if you see the change and if you would like to attend, you can. That would be really transformational for you. And we've also shared the QR code, because what we are going to do, part of this session, reels and some of the very important aspect we'll be posting on the YouTube channel as well as Insta. Okay, then we are in time, Cirak. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Less than an hour and well worth it.
So, it's all right. Thank you, friends. Looking forward to having you in the next knowledge sharing session. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
beautiful, restful, lovely evening. Thank you.
So much. Thank you.